You've joined the economics class today. Okay. Okay. So I will give a little bit introduction of what we are doing right now. Okay. We are doing the demand curve. Okay. We are, yesterday I started with the law of demand, and I'll quickly once again just give you all a little introduction so as to what is law of demand. Sharing the screen. Hmm. Sam, did you watch the previous lectures?
No, ma'am. Same opening latest pages.
Yeah, watch them in this weekend. Okay,
Yeah.
watch them in the weekend. All right. Okay. Now about what is law of demand. See, what happens is that when the price of an item increases, okay, when the price of an item increases, its demand decreases. Okay, means if something becomes very expensive, we buy it lesser. We buy it less. Okay. For example, an ice cream. Okay. There are two types of ice creams that are there. Okay. That nutty choco bar thing that we like to eat. Okay, full of all the nuts and all. So we have it in Amul and we have it in Have More. The Amul one is 45 rupees priced and the Have More one is 50 rupees priced. Okay. If the Have More company increases its price to rupees 70 and Amul's price is 45 and both are the same nutty chocobar, will we buy 70 rupees Have More ice cream or the 45 rupees ice cream? Naturally, the 45 rupees ice cream because Have More has raised its price too much and it's become really expensive. So when the price of an item increases, its demand decreases, means lesser people will buy it. Okay, lesser people will buy it if the demand is if the price is more. Whereas if Have More decreases that price to 20 rupees, what you will do? Previously you used to buy for 52 ice creams. Okay, sorry, one ice cream. Now Have More decrease the price to 20 rupees. What you'll do is you'll go and buy, instead of one, you will buy two. So when the price of an item decreases, the quantity that we buy increases. When the price of an item increases, the quantity that we buy decreases. That is the law of demand. Okay.
So the
If
law
you
of
see,
demand is this: if an
yes.
item increases in price, it will decrease in demand. So
Hmm. Yes. Increase in price means decrease in demand, and decrease in price means increase in demand. That is the law of demand that we study. Okay. Now, this relationship where one thing is increasing and the other thing is decreasing, or when one thing is decreasing, the other thing is increasing, is known as inverse relationship. Inverse means opposite. Okay, opposite is happening. So this relationship is called inverse relationship. Okay. Now, today we will start with what are the reasons for operation of law of demand. Okay. Why does this law of demand operates in this way? Why is there an increase in quantity demanded when decrease in price, or why is the quantity demanded decreases when the price increases, or when the price decreases it increases? Why does that happen? What are the reasons behind it? That we will study today. The first one is law of marginal, or the law of diminishing marginal utility. Law of diminishing marginal utility. I will give you one example. Okay, I will give you one example. Now we'll talk about fruits. Okay, we'll talk about fruits. And in the fruit, let's take a mango. Okay, let's take a mango. And when you are eating a mango, say you really want to eat a mango today. Okay, you really want to eat a mango today. Okay, so you ate one mango. you ate one mango. How much satisfaction you will get? 100% satisfaction. Okay, 100% satisfaction. When you eat two mangoes today, okay, also 100% satisfaction because two mangoes we can eat in a day. Now, three mangoes, if you are eating, the satisfaction that you will get will decrease to maybe 80% on eating three mangoes because you already had two. Try to understand this because you already had two. In the third mango, it will not give you that much satisfaction, some satisfaction. Fourth mango of the day, maybe 60% satisfaction. Fourth mango. Fifth mango of the day, fifth mango, 40% satisfaction. Okay. If you eat sixth mango, 20% satisfaction. By the time you eat a seventh mango of the day, you will feel sick. Okay. If you eat
Ma'am,
seven,
question. Is
yes.
it you using is it decrease by 20% all the time or is it just during the exam?
No. This is just an example, but the example is based on the concept that the more you consume something, okay, the lesser you will get satisfaction in one day. Okay. Like in a period of time, the more and more units of a commodity you will consume, the utility derived from each successive unit goes on decreasing. Utility, the word utility, marginal utility means average satisfaction that you will get from consuming something will go on reducing, will go on reducing. Okay. If you eat too much of the mango now, by the end of 7 or 8 mangoes a day, what happens is you will feel sick and you will not get satisfaction. That utility means the satisfaction will become zero. Okay. Satisfaction will become zero. It will be 100% with the first mango, but zero. By the end, you eat 7, 8, 9 mangoes, it will become zero. So, this is the concept of diminishing marginal utility, where the utility derived from each successive unit means the more you keep consuming, the lesser your satisfaction will become. Okay, this law is called law of diminishing marginal utility. As we consume more and more units of a commodity, the utility derived, utility just means satisfaction. Okay, the utility derived from each successive unit decreases. The consumer will be ready to pay more for those units which provide him more utility and less for those which provide him less utility. Okay, so what does that mean? What does that mean? See, when there is something that we really love, that we really love, and it is priced higher, we will purchase that. Okay, we will purchase that. Okay, because that is something that we really love, means we get more utility from that. Okay, that may be a food item, something that you like to eat, maybe a clothing item, something you'd like to wear, something that you like to use, maybe an electronic gadget. Okay, it may be anything that you like to use. But the more you like it, the more you are willing. Willing means the more you want to spend on it. The more you like it, the more you are willing to pay the price. Okay, but on the other hand, the lesser you like something, the less you are to pay its price. Okay, the lesser price you pay for it. Okay, if I don't like mangoes, do you think I will buy 2 kg mangoes if I don't like them? No. No, I will not buy. Okay. If I don't like mangoes only, why will I go buy 2 kg mangoes? But if I love mangoes, even though the mangoes are a little expensive, I will buy them because I like them. So this is related with the utility and the willingness to pay a particular price, even though the price is higher. Okay. Because we are getting more satisfaction, even though we have to pay a little bit more price, we will pay it. Okay, even though we have to pay a little more price, we will pay it because we are getting more utility. On the other hand, if there is something from which we are not getting that much utility, we will not pay that much price because we are not getting any satisfaction. Okay, now tell me, did you understand what is the law of diminishing marginal utility?
Yes.
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 Okay, what about Nakul?
Yeah, I understood, ma'am.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now comes the income effect. Okay, the income effect. When the price of a commodity falls, the purchasing power or real income of the consumer increases. Okay, what does that mean? What does that mean? See, when say my income is rupees 100. Okay, income is rupees 100. And with this rupees 100, okay, I want to buy four ice cream. Okay, so per ice cream price will be how much? Rupees 25. Okay, per ice cream price is rupees 25. So I have rupees 100. So with rupees 100, I will able to buy four ice creams. If the price of ice cream decreases to rupees 20, then how many I will able to buy with rupees 25? Okay, five I will able to buy. I will be able to buy. Now, did my income change? No. Did my income change 100 rupees? No. But because the price of the commodity became less, because the price became lesser, I will be able to purchase more. Means my purchasing power increases. Purchasing power means the ability of a person to purchase a product. Okay, the ability that he has to buy a product at a given point of time means he should have the money, he should have the willingness to pay for it. That is purchasing power, the money that he has to pay for it. Okay, he should have the money to pay for it is purchasing power. So his purchasing power increased means now he's able to buy five. Did the income increase? No. But because the price of the product decreased, the quantity he can buy now increased. This effect is called income effect. Okay, when there is no change in the income, but the decrease in the price of a commodity, which enables a consumer to buy more products, okay, to consume more, okay, without the increase in the income, without the increase in income. This is known as income effects. Then comes the substitution effect. Now, what happens is that when the price of one commodity changes, I explained to you what are substitution goods. Coke and Pepsi is also a very good example. Okay, Coke and Pepsi. If you go to a nearby shop and you wanted to buy Coke, but Coke is not there, so you buy Pepsi. Okay, say a cold drink only I have to buy, I'll just buy Pepsi. If Coke is not there, we'll just buy Pepsi. Okay, substitute goods. Okay, so now if Coke and Pepsi both are sold at rupees 10 each, okay, both Coke and Pepsi are sold for rupees 10 each, but Coke becomes cheaper. Okay, but Coke becomes first Coke was also 10 and was also rupees 10. Okay, Coke's price fell to rupees 5. Okay, so what will you buy, Coke or Pepsi? Coke, right? We'll buy what is cheaper. Okay. Now there may be questions going on running in your head about various types of products. Okay. That ma'am, but ma'am, sometimes though, even if something is cheaper, we only buy the expensive one. Okay. Even if some price drops, we'll just buy the expensive one. All that answers to the questions in your mind right now about different types of products we will study in exceptions to the law of demand. Means those situations in which law of demand doesn't work. Okay, law of demand does not work, and there are cases in which the law of demand that doesn't work. Okay, so we will see that also. First, tell me, is there any doubt in substitution effect? Sam, did you understand what's the meaning of substitution?
Yeah, ma'am. So basically, when two products in one product decrease in price, that will become more demand.
Hmm. Yes. Now, Yeah. Another reason, another reason is change in number of buyers. Change in number of buyers. Okay, why the law of demand happens. When price of a commodity falls, some old buyers may demand more of the commodity at the reduced price. And some new buyers may also start buying this commodity who were not in a position to buy it earlier due to high price. This will lead to increase in the number of buyers when price of the commodity falls. As a result, demand for the commodity rises when the price falls. See, see, for example, earlier was a good quality rice. Okay, good quality rice that the poor people were not able to buy. Okay, now the poor people were not able to buy. So now what happened is now the price of this rice reduced. Okay, price of this rice reduced. So the other brands who are selling at the higher price, okay, the customers who are buying from the brands who are selling at a higher price will shift to this brand because the price is less, number one. Number two, those people who were not able to afford it before also start to buy this. Okay, also start to buy this because now it is cheaper, so they can afford it and they can buy it. So they also start to buy this rice. That leads to more customers, plus customers or consumers. Okay, means more consumers, more people. Okay, more people started consuming. When there is more customers, more consumers, there will be more demand. There will be more demand. So this is also a reason why the law of demand takes place. Okay, change in the number of buyers will increase. Okay, then the prices decrease, buyers also increase. When buyers increase, demand increases. Okay, in the same way, when price of a product decreases, when the price of a product increases, the people who are buying those products decrease. Because the people who are buying those products decrease, the quantity demanded will also decrease. Understanding the relationship, how number of buyers are affecting the law of demand, how number of buyers are affecting the law of demand. So five reasons we studied. First is law of diminishing marginal utility, law of decreasing satisfaction. Okay, simple words, law of average decreasing satisfaction. Okay, law of diminishing marginal utility. Number two, income effect. Number three, substitution effect. Number four, change in the number of buyers. And the diverse use of a commodity. Last one we'll study diverse use of a commodity. Now, now what happens? Some commodities have multiple uses. Okay. For example, milk. Milk can be used for drinking, for preparing sweets, for preparing ice cream, and many things. Okay. For preparing tea, coffee. Okay. Many things. Many ways are there to use the milk. If price of milk rises, its use may be restricted to important purposes only. Okay. This will lead to reduction in demand for other less important uses. When price of milk falls, it can be put to other uses also, leading to rise in demand for it. Okay, I'll explain this to you. See, now, when the price of milk was going normal, okay, people also used to buy sugar to make sweets and ice cream and various things. Okay, various things. They used to put do you know that ice cream and all this sweets, they need a lot of sugar to make them. So when milk prices were going normal, people also used to buy a lot of sugar to make sweets, to make ice cream, to make this, that. But milk price suddenly hiked, means increased a lot. Milk prices. Suppose right now we are getting milk for rupees 28 for half a liter. Okay, for half liter. Okay, 28 for half liter. That's the price right now. If the price of the milk increased, Milk price increased to rupees 45 for half liter. That is too much. That is too much. 17 rupees hike. Okay, so now will you use it for drinking or will you use it for making sweets and making ice creams and all? No, we will not make ice creams and sweets, but we will only use it for important purpose, that is drinking. Okay, so we will only use it for important purpose. Now we are not making sweets or ice cream anymore. So the price of sugar, oh sorry, the demand for sugar will also decrease now because you're not buying sugar, you're not making ice cream, you're not making all these things. So the demand for sugar will decrease. Okay. So the other related products, when there is an increase in the demand of the price of one product, it is also possible that the related products, their demand will decrease. Okay, means the products that are used with it, their demand may decrease. Okay, but say, let's suppose now milk, I'm marking it with red to see, to tell you that this is the original price. Okay, this is the increased version. Now we'll talk about the decreased version. Now come again to milk. Okay, now milk's price became rupees 15 for half a liter. Okay, rupees 15 for half a liter is very cheap, very cheap. Okay, so 15 rupees, just 15 rupees. So now what you will do? You will go make sweets more. You will make chocolates more. You will make what else? What else will you make? You will make ice cream. Okay. When the price of milk decreased, you will go and make all these things. Milk price decreased, you will make more sweets, chocolates, and everything. So sugar which is needed in all these things, demand for sugar will increase. Demand for sugar will increase. See the relationship? When the milk's price is increased, demand for sugar decreased. When the milk prices decrease, demand for sugar increases. Okay, this is also another reason for the law of demand. This is also why law of demand is applied. Okay, another reason. Now, any doubt in exceptions to the law of demand? No.
No.
Okay. Okay. Now, exceptions to the law of demand. Now, you have studied in law of demand that a buyer is willing to buy more quantity of a commodity at a lower price and less of it at a higher price. But in some of the cases, a rise in price may lead to rise in demand. These circumstances are called exceptions to the law of demand. Exceptions to the law of demand. Giffen goods. Giffen goods are a special type of inferior goods in which negative income effect is stronger than negative substitution effect. They do not follow the law of demand. Like these are the cases in which law of demand is not applied. Law of demand is not followed. Okay. Given goods are rice, okay, and jawar, bajra, and bread. Okay. Check out with me a case study. Okay. I was reading this case study. Okay. What happened was that in rural China, means in the villages of China, in 2008, okay, this is a famous study that is referred to 2008, okay, in rural China, the economists Robert Jensen and Nolan Miller proved that rice in the Hunan province acted as a giffen good. For these low income households, rice was the staple calorie source. Okay. Uh, Means in the rural households, they used to consume rice as a major source for calories. Okay. Good calories. Okay. Rice as a major source of that. So when the prices of rice went up, they spent larger chunk of their budget to buy enough rice to survive. Okay, to buy enough rice to survive. All right, forcing them to stop buying meat and vegetables. This is a crisis that happened in real life. This given good example is a real life example of 2008 rural China. Okay, they stopped buying meat and other vegetables, but spent major parts or portions of their incomes on rice. They thought, oh, the prices went up. What we'll do now? Let's go and buy more and more and then consume it. Okay, so those products in which the when the price increases, the demand also increases are called giffen goods. To these goods, the law of demand is not applicable. Why? Because the price is increasing, the demand is increasing. The demand is not decreasing to for these products. Demand is increasing. Okay. Now, because they could no longer afford nutritious alternatives, they could no longer afford to buy nutritious alternatives. They actually had to consume more rice to maintain their baseline calorie intake. Okay, they tried to consume more. So these are you know wheat also. Similar thing happened with wheat also in 2008 in China. Okay, wheat and the rice they became giffen goods. Okay, now come back to what we were studying. Hmm. Now, do you know that some products are called status symbols, such as an iPhone, such as diamond jewelry, gold jewelry, like people who aware that they use it as a status symbol. As today's generation, especially in iPhone, is used as a status symbol. Means you see an iPhone in a person's hand, and we think that, oh, this person is well off and all. It is used as to show the status. Okay, a status symbol. But there is like a controversial thing with this, that many people with low income groups also buy an iPhone to show off, but they are not having a good income, but they buy it in installments. Many people do that to just show off among the friends and all. That is some other thing, that is a differently other concept. But majorly people who buy iPhones, they use it as a status symbol. Okay, also diamond gold jewelry. Now the higher the price, the higher the demand for these goods. Okay, the higher the price. Have you heard that people who buy from very high priced um brands, okay, their like value of those products are also very high. Okay, for example, you can see brands, okay, such as
Right.
Christian Louboutin for heels, okay, and Nike, yes, but there are brands that whose products are worth in lakhs also. Okay,
Yeah.
thousands and
Very
thousands.
good.
And yes, like Gucci, Prada, many brands are there. Okay. So those goods are used as status symbols. The higher the price, the higher the demand. The more some rich people will want to buy it. Okay. The higher you'll keep it priced, the more some people would want to buy it. Okay. So that is status symbol goods. And when their prices fall, When the prices of such items fall, they are no longer looked at as status symbol. Then people wouldn't consider them status symbol and their demand will drop. Okay. When their price decreases, their demand decreases because now people will not think you it is a status symbol. Say, Gucci bag is now a status symbol right now. Okay, but if its price drops to 2000 rupees or 1000 rupees, will people buy it as a status symbol? No, no. But because then that it becomes so affordable, okay, it becomes like anyone can buy it then too, right? Then though anyone can buy it. So people will not buy it as a status symbol. So people will not buy it only if that price comes to 1 or 2000. So this is what decrease in the price leads to decrease in the demand. Okay, these products are status symbol goods. Then comes necessities. Necessities. Now, some things that even though they are very high priced, you still buy it. Medicine. Okay, medicine. Even though you have to pay a lot of money, even though those 10 pills, 10 pills are worth rupees 600 or 800, you will still buy it because you need them for recovery. That is a necessity, right? Pills are a necessity. So you will buy medicine. In the same way, salt, wheat, okay, these things are necessity. Salt prices if increase, will you stop buying salt? No, if salt price increase because anything we cook we get the flavor from salt, right? And we only substance for getting the flavor is salt to get all the saltiness and the good flavor, no matter what other spices you put. Okay, salt is that kind of spice that you need in the food. Okay, so no matter how much the price of salt increases, you will still buy salt. These are necessities, okay, which the law of demand does not affect. The law of demand doesn't apply on necessities. Then comes goods expected to be scarce. Okay, do you remember in the COVID times? In the COVID times, the prices of all the things increased. Okay, but still people used to store them in chunks in their homes, especially the wheat and all, all the sugar and all the household items and spices. Even though prices increased, people used to buy and store in bulks, 10 kg, 20 kg, 30, 40 kg. Why? Why? Because they are scarce, means you don't know when there will be a shortage. You don't know when there will be a shortage or when situations may change, especially in the case of war, famine, plagues. Okay. What is it called? I'm not getting the name. The COVID virus was declared now a global crisis.
Pandemic.
Pandemic. Yes, Sam, pandemic. Okay, pandemics. So during wars, famines, pandemics, such as these times, people do what? People buy it in chunks, even though the price is high. Okay, big bulk people buy, even though the price is high. So the law of demand also does not apply in this case. Okay, here also the law of demand doesn't work. So the four cases where the law of demand means increase in price, decrease in demand, and decrease in price, increase in demand. This thing does not work in given goods, in status symbol goods, in necessities, and goods expected to be scarce, means the goods which can go short at any time. Okay, scarce products. So the law of demand doesn't apply to these four conditions, these four things. Any doubt in exceptions to the law of demand?
No.
No? Nakul?
Yeah, no, man. That's
No?
easy to understand. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. So then 15.3 is your homework. Okay. Exercise 15.3 is your homework. Please finish 15.3, complete it, and send me. Uh, you can just mark it in your book or you can write them in your notebook and send me a picture. Okay, any way you can do it. Tomorrow, again, I'll be out during our class time. Okay, so won't be able to take your class. Actually, I'm out of station only right now. Okay, I'll be only reaching back on Saturday. So, and Monday, when Monday comes, I have an exam. Okay, I have an exam on Monday. So Monday also won't be able to take your class, but Tuesday we'll be meeting. Next week, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. Because Wednesday also I have an exam. Last two exams are pending. My last two papers. One is Monday, one is Wednesday. So Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. Next week we'll be meeting. And today we won't be able to meet Friday, but Tuesday we'll meet now. Okay. Okay, please revise whatever I have taught till now. Please revise till exception, Sam and Nakul, both of you. Okay, and we'll be meeting now Tuesday. Okay, have a good day. Bye. See
Bye, ma'am.
y'all.
Bye, ma'am.